Hi, another day of routine, going to pasture. There's a really long hose to fill the containers with water. Look what they do. They want to dig, they're not just drinking, they want to dig. Yesterday one young goose died, unfortunately, in such container. For some reason they start, when someone stuck in the container, and can't get out, they start to peck. I don't know why. Sometimes I don't understand them. They are smart. They are smart creatures, but sometimes it's really hard to understand them. Okay, guys. Today I'm going to talk about it's again Russian land law, and how we're going to overtake it and use it, and to not get in trouble. Today I'm going to talk about ponds here in Russia. Like I already recorded a lot of videos and they about my experience, but with the pond I have no experience. I don't have pond. Actually, no, I do have a small pond, but it's really far away, like from the other side, the opposite side of my land. But last year I didn't have well and like a bore, and I had to take like barrels, to pond and fill them with water with petrol pump, and I was taking them back and was doing water for my geese. So I was bringing water from my geese. Scrooge, you're so smart. Everyone is white except the Scrooge. When he was little, I thought it's a Canadian goose. Yeah. So, yeah, small pond, but I have from previous owner. But I want to make something bigger and not far away from here. And what problems you may get if you build a pond on your agricultural land? Guys, many times I told you that Russian law is complicated, and if you do something, you build a house on agricultural land or pond, and no problems. It doesn't mean that it's going to be like that forever. Like maybe after 3 years, 5 years, it can be like really huge problems, especially if you can't remake it. Can't take it to the previous state. Like building a brick house. It's possible to disassemble, but look how much money it's going to cost to you. The same with ponds. Look, what? It's funny. So yeah, many times I told you that Russian land law is complicated, and you can find law which, in my own words, says that you farmer can make a pond, for like fish farm, etc., etc. And but it's like religion, like Bible, or you can't make a dogma, using just one part, one verse. You need to learn other parts. The same here. So there is law which allows, yeah, and you may read this and feel like really happy. But there are some other laws which say that you can't remove and move the fertile soil, the humus, and especially if it's agricultural land for plants, because they consider it as highly valuable, and like they ask you for permissions and recultivation plan, and like really strong reasoning. And even if you go to Россельхознадзor website, Россельхознадзor, it's like a federal agency, which does all the inspections and checks the agricultural land. And all the time their interpretation of law is much worse than the law it is. So for example, we have some really stupid law, some really bad law, but the agencies who are going to apply it, use it, that law, they interpret it even worse. And they make a lot of logical mistakes. For example, they take one part from law and they ignore and completely ignore the rest, And on their website, it says if it's agricultural land for plants, then it's not allowed at all. So it looks like one law contradicts another one. But the pond is really, really good asset, and I heard from many people that it's much easier to grow fish than cattle. I heard that protein in the water grows like 30 times faster than outside water. You don't need for fish what I'm doing now. So especially fish with ducks or geese, I heard it's like extremely good. So it's very practical thing. and it means that yes, I'm going to make pond by myself. I'm going to hide it. I'm going to hide it, and um, it's something like it's such a good asset, so it's worth fighting for that, even in court. Yeah, I spoke with some people who made ponds, and federal agencies like gave them penalties and fines and stuff like that. But finally, the outcomes are really good. So now they have pond and no problem with law. But there is one other important thing. Yes, like first you should hide it. The inspectors, look, believe me, they don't go everywhere. They will not go to forest. They will not go there. They're really afraid and they're lazy and the second thing, you never say word pond. Um, there is like a silos hole. This, like, how you call it in English? It's when you dig a hole and then you put corn or some other veggies, and then on tractor you compress it, yeah, and it ferments and then you feed cattle. So you can say it's for that, or to feed cattle, or this or this or this, something, or like anti fire reservoir, something like that. No, but with anti-fire thing, it actually needs other permission. So I don't remember all the details, but not a pond. You don't you like you write explanation, or you go to court, or you write to federal agency. You never mention word pond. Here in Russia, I mentioned before, for land we have each piece of land has allowed uses of land, and there is classificator for that. And there is just like 1.3, 1.5, and for fish farm I think it's 1.7, I think. And sometimes land includes all those uses, yeah, and numbers, like plants, cattle, this. Sometimes it's just one or few. And I never seen like few years ago, I never seen land with allowed uses for fish farm. I never seen it. But this year, you can you can find on Avito. It's like a Russian marketplace, Avito.ru. So, and yeah, probably it's like government considers this that it's like not so valuable land, not fertile, and you anyway like you can't grow plants there. Look, but for pond you have to consider yeah, like how much precipitation you have, what soil you have, like if it's like really fertile. In Russian South they have like dark black, fertile soil, which is like really good for growing plants, but water can penetrates easily through that soil, so it's really difficult to make a pond in such conditions. Here is like a sloppy land, and there is a creek there, and and it's and water table is very high, like very close to the ground, and it's clay, and it just stays there, a lot of rain. So pond would be like awesome. I'm going to make it by myself using like old primitive machinery, like Soviet Union machinery I bought. At the moment I'm restoring it. If you're interested, yeah, I will make another video about that. Yeah, so ponds are really great. Yeah, I have to restore my machinery, and then I can start slowly. But not making big pond, because I told you, you should always avoid things you can't like redo. If you hire like really heavy machinery, and they make like really big pond, imagine how much soil is going to be there. Where you going to take that soil? Like by trucks, yeah, by trucks to take it away from here. Look, it's illegal. Yeah. Or you dig, and then you spread it on the ground. According to Russian law, it's also not allowed, because look, here I don't know, maybe 20 centimeters of fertile soil, topsoil, humus, and then clay. Yeah. So if you dig it, yeah, and you mix fertile soil with clay, and then you spread it, like for example, you was digging, soil for pond, and what you dig out, yeah, you mix everything, clay with humus, with the fertile soil, and then you spread it on, like along the surface, yeah, it's also illegal. It's according to Russian law, it's damage to soil. It's damage to soil. If you take it away on truck from here, it's look, it's also law. You also break law. So tiny pond, it doesn't work, yeah, but really big pond also very risky for me. And anyway, I don't have such machinery, you know. Like my old excavator in ideal conditions can perform like 40 square meters per hour, but it's look, I don't think it's real, like in that clay. So it's not going to be big, absolutely. And yes, so I am restricted with, you know, with performance of my machinery. And also I am afraid, you know. So if I have problem with the law and I have to dig it back, you know, to make it look like it was before, at least not like huge pond would be like realistic, you know, to get back to previous condition, to make it just a flat surface. There is look, they want to swim. There is Russian forum. I think it's called рыбоводство.ru. Something like in English it would be fish farming. And very interesting people there. When I have time, I'm going to talk to them about some technical, like about, look, pond. It's sort of knowledge, like construction knowledge and biology knowledge and law knowledge, but it's worth it. Okay, guys, have a good day. God bless you. Bye bye.